Here are 10 times celebrities shut down disrespectful interviewers in the most savage ways imaginable, starting with the least intense moment. Let's dive in. March 2014, Chelsea Handler sits down with Piers Morgan for what should have been an engaging interview.
You tweet very amusingly.
I wish you did. I mean, in the middle of the commercial break, I want your viewers to know, they must know because they're probably following you on Twitter. I mean, you can't even pay attention for 60 seconds. You're a terrible interviewer.
Well, you just weren't keeping my attention. That's
well,
more
but
an issue
that's
for you
not
than
my
me.
problem.
Well, it is your problem.
This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests that you invited on your show.
If they're interesting enough.
Yeah, they are. Listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for this job.
Of course it does.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
But when Piers decides to get distracted by his phone mid-interview, Chelsea quickly lets him know just how unprofessional that behavior is. Watch as she calls him out in a way only she can.
What's the moment if I said to you, I can give you one moment back in your life to repeat right now? What would you choose?
It would be spending this hour differently.
On July 7, 2014, Joan Rivers appeared on CNN to promote her book, Diary of a Mad Diva.
My last book was on the bestseller list 19 weeks, so my producer's not a fool. She said, write another. So I said, about what? She said, well, you're funny every day. Write about what annoys you or makes you laugh every day. And that's how the book came about. It was so great to write.
When the interviewer pushes too hard about her fashion choices and the topic of animal rights, Joan quickly shuts him down.
Even with your fashion critiquing, while it's very mean in some ways, people can't wait to hear what you have to say. Really? It's not mean?
It's not mean. I tell the truth. I'm sure I say the same things that all your viewers say to their friends sitting next to them on the couch.
Joan's sharp tongue wasn't just for comedy. She knew when to turn it on and put people in their place, no matter who they were. Classic Joan, bold and unapologetic.
Your book, you're wearing a fur, and you knew that there would probably be animal rights activists.
You know, this whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yes!
Shut up.
I'm talking...
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
I'm not an activist,
You're eating chicken.
Yeah.
You're eating meat. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Stop it with, and you do this, and you're mean, and you're that. You are not the one to interview a person who does humor. Sorry.
The next comedian on this list didn't just voice his opinion. He gave the hosts a valuable lesson in proper interview conduct. On June 17, 2013, Russell Brand was featured on MSNBC's Morning Joe to promote his event.
Russell Brand, this summer he's embarking on his first ever worldwide comedy tour.
Things took a turn for the worse when the hosts openly confessed they had no idea who he was.
I know, I'm told this. I'm not very pop culture, and I'm sorry. Comedian, movie star, author, and host of the show Brand X, Russell Brand.
Russell Brand went on to share his passion for stand-up comedy.
The thing I enjoy most is stand-up comedy because you're direct with your audience. You can't be misinterpreted. People can't get confused. You know what happens if you work in media? People like to change the information so that it suits a particular agenda. If you're in a room with people, then what you're saying is clear.
Instead of responding to Brand's point, the hosts shifted to making a joke about his accent.
It's funny, the accent, you know, when I see him in person, it's totally fine. Forgetting Sarah Marshall or the TV show, it's fine. But on satellite radio in the car, I can't understand a single joke you say.
You can't understand it.
The female co-host also added her own comment.
I think this is my first
Brand experience?
Brand, yeah. I think it's not listening to him, it's experience. It's just sort of taking it all in.
And that was the last straw that made Brand call out their unprofessionalism.
You are talking about me as if I'm not here and as if I'm an extraterrestrial. You know I'm from a country that's near to you.
Window dummy. We're just sort of admiring the whole, it's the whole thing, isn't it?
Well, thank you for your casual objectification.
April 2015. Bill Burr is on Fox's morning show when things take a sudden turn. The hosts push him on his past jokes and his views on religion, and Burr wasn't having it. Watch how Bill flips the script and takes control of the interview.
Welcome to Good Day New York.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Well, the show is so funny. I mean, is it based on your real life, or is it,
Yeah, no, it's definitely based on my
When the female host questioned him about some of his old jokes.
Your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and
two
I wanted
episodes.
to talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far. You know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
In his usual style, Bill didn't back down. He turned the tables, took charge of the situation, and went all in on the host.
I mean, we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
This wasn't the first time Bill had to handle someone crossing boundaries. He also shut down Tony Hinchcliffe publicly after being invited to his show, Kill Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe made a name for himself by insulting and humiliating others for laughs and personal gain. At first, Bill seemed to be having fun, using his usual charm and wit. But it quickly became clear he didn't fully understand what he was getting into.
Just compliment someone, put it in the context of a joke, and an idiot will make a fool of himself.
It didn't take long for Bill to pick up on how Tony sets up amateurs for failure.
But it's 1 minute now, and let's
fine.
just put an end to this, shall we?
Oh, thank you.
And true to form, Bill couldn't just sit back and stay quiet.
Yeah, but didn't you kind of f him with the music on the way up? You know, you're like, he's gonna suck. It's just, you put it in everybody's mood. It's like, can you give him a chance?
Yeah.
This is brutal. Is this gonna be an hour? This I don't want to do this to people. Horrible. Nobody can be funny in a minute. It's stupid.
The next moment features a legendary comedian whose reaction led to the interview being cut short. In 2007, during a promo tour for his new movie, Jerry Seinfeld appeared on the famous Larry King Show. But instead of talking about the movie, Larry kept bringing up how Jerry's hit show Seinfeld...
180 episodes.
You gave it up, right?
I did.
They didn't cancel you. You canceled them.
You're not aware of this?
No, I'm asking you.
You think I got canceled? Are you under the impression that I got canceled?
Have I hurt you, Jerry?
I thought that was pretty well documented.
Is
this still CNN?
Don't most shows go down a little?
Most people do also.
You
but yeah, no, I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
In 2016, Jerry found himself back in the spotlight when a CBC interviewer tried to bring race controversy into his professional life.
I have noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males of 22 episodes that you've had.
Yeah, let's get into that.
No, but you...
Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. Oh, this really pisses me off.
On September 10th, 2017, Jim Carrey ran into a reporter who tried to make light of his painful recent divorce. He was at New York Fashion Week, where he unexpectedly met E! News interviewer Kat Sadler on the red carpet.
Is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine.
Clearly shocked by the question, Jim was confused and responded by saying,
So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
I mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons?
Trying to save the conversation, he tried to change the tone.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now.
On October 5th, 2022, Shane Gillis appeared on the Flagrant podcast to promote his latest Gillian Keys special.
Gillian Keys is coming out, okay? They have a live special, and they're going to sell it through the website. What's the website?
GillianKeeves.tv.
The tone of the discussion changed when the hosts compared Shane to a TikToker with Down syndrome.
Bro, Shane actually has been working out, dude. This is
Yo! Let's see it. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Bro, you look good. Is this from West Point?
Since Shane has close relatives with Down syndrome, he didn't find the joke funny.
I don't think that's funny.
But, yeah, I see that.
The hosts made things worse by showing another clip of someone with Down syndrome dancing to a TikTok video, and that's when Shane had enough.
Oh my God. So my guy's nice.
By the way,
that's wild.
These guys are
really
awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
wait a minute,
let's bring it up and mock them. That's dude. That's a dude. By using them as an insult.
That wasn't the only time Schultz caused controversy. In another episode, he took things further by mocking his co-host and close friend Akash's nationality right to his face.
Bro, nobody milks wheelchairs on a plane like Indians, bro, and it's goddamn annoying. It takes twice as long to get on a airplane if there's Indians there, because every Indian over 45 pretends they're 300 years old.
Some argue that Schultz frequently crosses the line, pretending it's all for comedy, and this moment made his audience start to pay attention.
Come on, buddy, come on. Calm down.
Yeah, when do we play beer pong?
Oh, no. No, guys.
You want a piece of me?
No. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this.
This brings us to the final story, one that split opinion, with some rallying behind the comedian and others siding with the interviewer. At the 2022 Oscars Vanity Fair after-party, Tiffany Haddish was approached by a reporter whose question caught her completely off guard.
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling.
Sensing her misstep, the reporter tried to smooth things over, but Tiffany wasn't finished just yet.
Time of death for me right now. You look gorgeous.
This is not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. This what it look like. It's what it looked like.
Want more? Make sure you're subscribed. Our next story is even better. Smash that like button, share with a friend, and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.